I'm here today with J.R. Ramirez, Amerispec Inspection Services. Mr. Ramirez, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for asking, Dan.
Awesome, man. It's great to have you. Welcome to Network in Action. And the reason that we are speaking today is because we want to get to know a little bit about you and your business. So if you could tell us, what is Amerispec? What do you all do?
We do residential and commercial inspections. Usually if somebody's buying a house or commercial property, or if they're selling the house, they want to know either what they need to fix before they sell it or what they're getting into before they buy it.
Right on, right on. And you're servicing the Houston area, is that correct?
The greater Houston area. We're multi-inspector group. So I've inspector down in Pearland, and I'm mainly out of the Spring area, but we'll go about 60 miles away, which gets pretty far, well above Huntsville or a little above Huntsville, and as far down as the coast, like down in Galveston.
Okay.
So we've got a pretty wide inspection area.
Covering a lot of ground there. All right,
Yes,
right
sir.
on. So how long have you been doing this for?
I've been in the industry for almost 5 years. Been in actually a little bit more than that, but I got my license in January 2017. So after that is when I really started doing a lot more inspections and stuff like that. But I was doing all my training and education from like the middle of 16 till I actually got my license in 17.
Okay, so it basically sounds like you have a pretty fresh understanding of standards of today. And I see you're with Amerispec. Is that a franchise?
It is a franchise, and that's one of the strengths that I bring to a lot of what I do as far as inspections. I'm a big networker, so I work within our local association, Inspectors Association. Plus, I have a nationwide background, so a lot of times people will come to me with, are you familiar with? And they'll say radon, which in the state of Texas, people do not inspect for radon. But I've heard it before because I've been in a lot of training with Amerispec, and I know what it is. I know it has to do with a radiological element that can emit into a house, and that they do make sensors that'll record that and help you understand what kind of exposure you're getting. But it's typically up to the Northeast and in more mountainous areas, not here in Texas.
All right, but it sounds like you could kind of, take that knowledge with you wherever you go. So that's really great. So what would you say? You may have already answered this, but and it could just be a more personal question, or maybe it's a difference in Amerispec. But what would you say separates you from your competition?
There's a couple different things, really. I mean, I was in a situation where I was kind of trying to help a customer, and I don't typically refer people that I haven't talked to first. So I found a couple of names, and it was interesting to me because I called them, their business line. I didn't get an answer. I was like, that's really odd to me. Why would you be running a business where you can't answer the phone throughout the day? And so we have an answering service that takes care of people, whether I'm on a roof or in a meeting like this and just not available. They can answer the phone for me from like 8 in the morning till 7 at night is what they normally do, Monday through Friday. And then from like 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock on Saturday. And they'll even answer emails for me over the weekend on Sunday. So we're available. We try to make ourselves as available as possible. The other thing is, like I said, the network that I deal with both nationally and locally, I get a lot of exposure to what's going on in our industry, differences between here and other areas, even within the state. I can call up a friend or somebody in my network within minutes and typically get an answer on what I'm either looking at or hearing about that could help the customer. I just want to make sure I can help the customer solve the problem.
Right on, right on. And all right, so that's great points of differentiation there. What would you say is your most common, I guess, red flag when inspecting a house that people deal with in Houston?
My most common red flag in the Houston area is probably the foundation. It's probably going to cost the most to fix. It's something that everybody's scared to death about, but we live in an area where it's a lot of clay, a lot of soil that moves pretty consistent. I don't want to say consistently, but moves a lot.
Yeah.
And things that can mess with that or affect that are, trees. If you got a large tree on one side of your house and grass on the other, they're going to move differently because that
Mhm.
tree will suck up a lot more moisture. If we have a lot of rainfall, if you have poor grading where the water is going towards your foundation, there's just a lot of things that can affect that. And that's one of the biggest red flags that I'll give to people. Another thing that we use that kind of helps us differentiate ourselves from others is we use actually a level. It's a large yellow device that has a sensor that we zero out, and then we can take it all the way around the house. It's got a long hose to it, and we can get readings. So it's not just a visual reading, because I've been in some houses where I don't see the cracks. Everything looks or feels right,
Feels
I guess
normal.
you could
Yeah.
say, but something's wrong. I can just tell it's wrong. And one house I was in, even though everything seemed or appeared to be aligned, I took the level to the front and I knew there was something going on. And I took the level to the front, and there was, I think, over a 3-inch, almost 4-inch difference between the center of the house and the front of the house on
Yikes.
level. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
extreme.
I'm sure they love
And
to learn that.
yeah, investors are really funny because it was an investor that I was doing the inspection for, and they look at these pictures or they walk through the house and it looked very clean because it had just been remodeled. But the bad thing is that these people didn't fix probably the most important thing before they started renovating, which is
Yeah.
foundation.
Yeah.
So,
So, all right, but you've met with all types of folks at this point. Is there like a favorite customer service story you have that may pop to mind that you feel like sharing with us?
well, probably my favorite, because like I try to tell people, I'm not there just to make money off you. If I don't help you, I don't want to make money, for one thing, but I'm not going to just give you what you tell me, because I'm going to throw in, my experience. So one time I had a lady that called me and she was upset about her flooring. Her flooring was installed improperly. It just wasn't working. And she wanted me to come inspect it. And I was like, why do you want me to come inspect it? What are you looking for? She goes, well, I need somebody to tell me that it's wrong so I can take proper actions. And I said, well, just so you understand how an inspector works, I show up and I look at something and I say, that's wrong. You need to contact the flooring company to come out here and review it and tell you, one, what it's going to take to fix it and how much it's going to cost. So you're spending money on something that you don't need. You already know your flooring is messed up. So I wouldn't feel comfortable going out there and telling you that what you already know. So I can give you some numbers to some floors that you can call, and hopefully they can take care of you. I'm sure that one, if not a couple of them, will take their time out to come and check out your situation and help you.
Yeah. Right on, man. Right on. Well, Mr. Ramirez, at this point, I gotta let you go. But before I do, tell us one more time who you're with and what's the best way to reach you.
My name is J.R. Ramirez with Amerispec Inspection Services, and you can reach me at 281-742-0493.
All right. Amerispec Inspection Services. It was a real pleasure speaking with you today. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting. All right. Welcome to NIA again.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.